Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Yeah, listen, we didn't get the chance to have a Friday night hangout, so I figured we might as well do it on Saturday. Hope you guys are having an absolutely outstanding day today. Look, the Wi-Fi issue is challenging right now. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. The Wi-Fi is very, very challenging. I'm not sure how long or how well this live stream will perform, but we'll do our best to try to hang out with you guys. We'll do our best, but yeah. Wi-Fi is definitely an issue for sure. For sure. I hope you guys are having a good day. Look, the Flare ecosystem is booming. I didn't look into it, but I wonder if the Scepter thing, I'm only supposing that it's 50,000. Maybe it is, you can stake any amount of FLR tokens. Again, I haven't looked into it, but maybe you can stake any amount, but they keep upping the threshold for for Flare tokens. So I think it's up to 500 million now in terms of the limit. I think they passed 300 and they raised it again. I think they raised it 2 or 3 times. And I guess I should look into it. I keep putting it off and I keep putting it off as far as looking into it. But maybe we'll look at it together and see. Can you stake a few FLRs? I think so, because they actually do the staking for you. So very, very similar to Marinade. And what else is it? Marinade's on Solana, and there's another one on Solana. Okay. But they kind of do the staking for you. You know what I mean? Um, so maybe you can stake any amount. Maybe we'll try it. We'll try it live. I got like $40 of FLR somewhere. Maybe we'll try that. We'll see about that. And also, look, I looked at, I'm going to share a little bit of some altcoin picks with you guys that I have looked into and invested in. And I got a guy, a very, very sharp guy out there in the ecosystem who agreed with, I think, three. We have 3 or 4 in common. The other one, the fourth one that we would have had in common, they didn't have a token. It was this whole nodes thing, and I was not buying nodes. And they just launched like 2, 3 days ago, but too high a valuation for me in the crypto siege. I'm gonna have to wait for that thing. It's gonna start up here, and then it's gonna then it'll do that thing. So I'm gonna wait 60 or so days, 6 weeks or so, and then I'll look at it and then look to pick up that position there. So yeah, man, appreciate you guys hopping on there on a Saturday for sure. I just think it's important to pay attention to Bitcoin. Don't believe the hype. Tune out that noise. It's happening. DeFi, Bitcoin, it's happening. DeFi on Bitcoin, it's happening. Staking your Bitcoin, it's happening. DeFi to Bitcoin is happening. I mean, you can listen to the entertaining content creators and believe that there's no utility and it's slow and all of this stuff, or you can accept the fact that it's happening. It's happening. And just like any other technology, it's just going to get better and better, better, and better. How many of you guys have heard of this guy named Fred Krueger? Is it Fred Krueger? I think it's Fred Krueger. This dude is a mathematician, massively successful entrepreneur with about 10 massively successful exits, and he was a Wall Street dude. Yeah, and it's just not Flare Networks contact fool. It's just not Flare Networks. It's a bunch of stuff that's going on there. A bunch of stuff. For sure. But Flare with the F assets is going to be, big. And again, this native stuff, and I believe the F asset stuff is different than WRAP, right? It's a better thing than WRAP BTC. However, you can't argue with the success of rooms. Yeah, you certainly can't argue with the BRC20. It's okay. It'll do what it'll do. But TAP protocol's out doing its thing. To me, it's going to be ginormous. for sure. Track.core, the track network thing. Look, TRAC. Look, they're not playing around. They're serious, and it's just going to keep growing and growing and growing. How many of you guys took me up on my challenge and went to thegreattaken.com and downloaded that PDF? I'm going to do a giveaway. I think I'm going to do a giveaway to people. I'm going to pick, if I get at least 20 people to download that PDF, I'm going to do a giveaway. Yeah, I'm going to take them for their word that they downloaded it, the PDF. How many of you guys took me up on my challenge? What's going on, Trey? Trey says, the more I look at Flare, the more I'm realizing they are becoming the layer one protocol in cash flow, which to my knowledge don't really exist at the layer one level. Yeah, well, look, Flare's got an interesting model for sure. This Flare drop thing is look, it's genius in motion. It had some hiccups in the beginning, but they figured some stuff out. I think it's genius in motion. But my thing ultimately about Flare, I mean, the cash flow is great. What is it? 2, 3, 4, 5%? I don't know. Whatever that is a month. But my thing is Flare is really taking the heart, the ethos of the digital asset space ecosystem, which is decentralization, security, scalability, right? Get those things, you're going to get that utility, but they've taken it seriously, and they decided not to haircut, not to sacrifice one for the other. You know what? We're not going to be able to scale, but boy, our security is pretty awesome. It's kind of a theory, right? So the decentralization thing, we're decentralized, but every other month, got some security issues, right? They've really taken this whole thing and that ethos, I think, to the next level. Good for them. Are you leaving? Good for them. Good for them. Walking? All right. Miss Crypto Seas is gonna go for a walk. I got mine in. Hey. All right, Trey. I stumbled upon the documentary. Yeah, cool. The documentary is good, but it to me is nowhere near as great as the book. The book's gonna take 3 weeks to 5 weeks to get, but you can download the PDF version of the book, which is awesome. And on that same website, thegreattaken.com, it'll show you there, first couple of pages, how to order the book. It's only on lulu.com. Amazon and all these other stores, not great access, hard to find it. Contact Fu says, I've been trying to spread the word on the great taking. It's super important that people understand this information. Yes, sir, without question. It is super, super important. It really, really is. They rely on the ignorance, on the apathy. This is what they rely on. I don't think they expected the digital asset investor, though. I don't think they understand that crypto vote, that crypto patriot type group. And so it's going to take us kind of spreading the word about it for it to gain some traction to help this David Rogers Webb guy out of spreading the word, because it affects a lot of, if you got something that can affect 97, 98, maybe even 99%, where do you think you fall? If you're not part of that protected class, and you're not, it doesn't matter if you got 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. That doesn't make you part of the protected class. You got 400 or 500 million. You're not part of the protected class. You're not in this secured creditor group. You got to get it. And the idea is don't become helpless. Understand there's a way to change it. And it's at the state level. Well, what's at the state level? Places where you can vote. You can make people aware of this thing. It's documented unbelievably so. It's fully, it's not your word. You're not going to come off as some conspiracy third person because you can show the documentation. You can point to the actual articles 8 and 9 in the Uniform Commercial Code. You can show the documents. It ain't something you're making up. I appreciate you spreading that word, Tech Food. What's going on, Joe, buddy? Hoping ETH gets helping ETFs get Bitcoin and the alts jumping July 2nd after ETH ETFs go live. I wasn't into XRP at the flare screenshot, so my bag is tiny. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I'll pick up the next bear market. Yeah, I got you, buddy. I got you. Yeah. And I made the dreadful mistake of doing my thing on Celsius, and it's been a disaster. It looks like you're gonna have to spend some money on an attorney to get it. That's what it's looking like. That is what it is looking like. In fact, that reminds me to do something here too. It's real quick. I'm gonna reach out to a couple of and see what they think. We find where is he at? Is that him? I think that's him. But there's a couple of crypto attorneys that you can talk to. Let me see if I Google it. I bet you I can find it. May have to do that. In fact, he was at the freaking yeah, there it is right there. There it is right there. Gonna have to reach out to this dude. It says it right there. Cryptocurrency loss and investments. Right there. It's right there. Silvermillerlaw.com. It's right there. It's right there for the taking, baby. Come on, let's go. He looks a lot different than that. But yeah, it's there, right there. Got to give him a call, got a context. Call for a free consult. It is right there, fam. How about that? How about that? Let me get back to the chat. HLN Helium for the win, says Zober. How are you, my guy? So what do you think is going to... No, that's not what I want. What do you think is going to cause the SFN and the SPS, what happened, to do its thing? What do you think is going to cause that? SFN and Alpha Papa Sierra. What do you think it's going to take for it to do its thing? Like, I wonder. See something. My live stream apparently went out. It says it's right there. Let's go here. See if that'll work. Oh, there it is there. Okay. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. Yeah, the Flare Networks ecosystem is booming. Scepter, I mean, several 100 million FLR staked over there. That's really, really good. And I'm liking it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm liking it very much so too, like Lido and on Ethereum. And the Solana one, not Marinate also, but another one as well. In the Solana ecosystem. I forget the first name. The number one spot for staking on Solana. God damn, can't remember. But that's what I kind of like in Scepter too. I think it'll be, I don't know. But I think it'll be beneficial to stake early, to be there early, participate early. But we got to see, do you guys know if you can stake any amount on Scepter? I wonder if you can. I think you can. We'll cover that as well. Look, no need to go with the market. I mean, the numbers are, market is just doing what the freaking market does, It's just doing what it does, baby. It's just doing what it does. Got to get some BTC today. Got to get some BTC today. Yep, got to get some BTC today. You guys get some BTC today. Not financial advice. I'm just saying. D is in the building. What's good, my guy? You're my brother. What's up? It's me. I'm telling you, I had a feeling that Flare was going to be bigger and better than XRP. I got more. I got more trust in Hugo. Oh, I have more trust in Hugo than the entire team at Ripple. I hear you, bro. I hear you. It was different approaches coming into the game, right? And that's the way I see it. It was different approaches entering the game. Ripple, like, 6, 8, 9 months was kind of retail. Then all of a sudden, someone comes in. Next thing you know, it's very corporate. It's very off chain. It's very TradFi. It's very, this. Where I think Flare started from day one on decentralization, on the digital asset space, on growing the community. It came in that route. Yeah, I had more than that on Celsius, man. But they don't want to give it up. They don't want to give it up. I gotta fight like crazy. Gotta fight like crazy, man. Gotta get a lawyer because they're trying to do the lawyer thing. They're trying to do a lawyer thing over there, or the law thing. Just get you frustrated, think there's no hope, and that you won't file these claims. You won't get the attorneys to file these claims. Or, Hugo was saying something like it was costing them money, like Flare Networks. He intimated that it was costing them money to get information. And my guess is because since they're still in the bankruptcy process, any work that Flare would do would be in attorney work, and that you would have to pay that to get their attorneys to work on getting your stuff. That's what it feels like. It's kind of crazy. But that's what it feels like to me. I'm going to get the definitive word from Mr. Silver this week. Trust in the trustless. That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so that was painful. I make significant amount of R on Celsius and I couldn't get it. Significant consider. Just consider it. Just consider it. It doesn't really cost. It didn't really cost that much either, right? 2 cents, not not there. It's not that bad right now, really. Trust in the trustless, and we're gonna have a little bit of a market downturn. I'm just saying, just prepare for it. Just prepare for that. All right. So what else do we got going on? We're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the Flare network ecosystem, how it's booming. I'm gonna share my crypto portfolio with you from a post. I don't know what's going on with the U.S. House of Representatives pass a bill automatically registering men aged 18 to 26 for selective service. What's going on? What are they planning for? Robert Kiyosaki says he's become frustrated with trying to get people to buy Bitcoin. Like people, the reason why I listen to people who are like not crypto people, and when they say something about, because there's no biases, they're not maxis, and they're not coming from this thing. They just like, especially someone hugely successful like a Gary Cardone, someone hugely successful like Robert Kiyosaki was just, apartments guy, an oil guy, a gold guy, talking about Bitcoin. You got to think about that. All right. So there's the website right there. Let's go over this thing from this Flare ecosystem. Anybody over here staking with on Scepter? I don't know. Why is my thing not working here? What's going on? Oh, okay. There it is. Anybody staking with Scepter? Anybody? Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you guys are staking there. We just passed 300 million FLR staked. Our current cap is 500 million FLR. Now, I would say with the word of caution, I would say this with the word of caution. Single point of failure is a real deal. Okay. That's a real deal. That's a thing in crypto. So be careful. Be careful. I would participate, and I would participate, a few. I would not, right? Because if you got 100 validators to choose from, you could distribute that amongst some validators, right? You could just I think you can do two, right? I think you can do two or more. I would do that amongst the validators as opposed to, one spot with, I get it, and they're dishing those flare out to other people, but I wonder if there's a single point of failure with that. You got to be careful. So what's the site is flare.ceptre.fi. Is that it? I think that's it. Liquid staking, a better way to maintain rewards on your FLR, while also being able to access equity for other activities. Now, what are the activities you can do with your FLR right now? I guess maybe hop on the analysis and do some stuff over there. Benefits of staking. Flare drops increases the value of SFLR versus, how is that? Now, why? Oh, yeah. So staking. So, yeah, right. So staking is right now, it's a little bit more than wrapping and delegating. It's a little bit more, whatever it is. It is more. 14.5 days unlock period. Well, that's the same. No need to periodically claim rewards. Seamlessly stake and start earning. Gain additional utility on your interest-bearing asset to be freely utilized within DeFi. And then again, the thing for me is like really none of those, because there's not a whole lot you can do with your flare, with your FLR. It's not a whole lot of stuff you can do right now. A Gnosis I know is out there, but it's not a whole lot to do. So for me, I would be staking for a different reason. It wouldn't be because I would do some staking with them for a different reason. For me, I think early participation in level 1 ecosystem players. Let me change that again. Early participation in game-breaking, game-changing layer 1s can be hugely beneficial. And I think Flare Networks is a game-changing layer 1. And so if Scepter can grab market share, if it can do its thing, generally that benefits, like Lido, for example, for Ethereum. So that's why I would do it. First mover's advantage, I believe, is what they call that. So that's why I would do it. But I would imagine you can do any amount and get that done, right? But that's why I would do it. I would do it for early movers advantage. And what I mean by early movers advantage, that, APYs and all that stuff is awesome. I don't know how to get in 52% APY, how they're getting that number. I don't know how to get to that. But look at the numbers here. 312 million FLR are staked, which is about $8 million. 1,192 stakers. And I just think, if you follow what's going on, you kind of get rewarded for being early staker, right? There's a likelihood that there's going to be a token, likelihood, which means likely it'll be available on some DEX, and then likely that token will be available on an exchange, right? And there's no guarantees to that, but that's just kind of how the roadmap generally rolls out. Just kind of generally rolls out that way. And again, let me see. So I have a few flares somewhere on here. Let's see. Well, like $30 worth of FLR or something like that. I think I got that on this wallet. Yeah, like, oh, not even $30. It's only $12. $12. Let's see something. Oh, Estimated annual percentage yield. What we got going on here? This project is in beta. The project is in beta. Use at your own risk. Add S flare, add W flare. Yeah, interesting. Okay. Let's see something. All right, so they got Wallet Connect. They got the Bifrost, see, as an option. Wallet Connect and Bifrost. That's pretty cool. That looks like, is that OKX? I think it is. And there's MetaMask. I just want to see. I just want to see. I don't have a lot there. I just want to see something. Let's see. It says switch to W flare if you got it. Got it. Okay. Amount to receive 449 S flare. So you can stake it. Hey. And for me, again, this would be about first movers advantage, participating early on in a project that is on a game-changing layer one. That's what it is for me. I'm not telling you guys to do it. I'm just saying that's what it is for me. I'll stake it. This is my kind of testing, staking, testing stuff wallet. Waiting for some stuff there. Staking successful. So, you know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. I'm sure they appreciate their participation. It's beta. I'm sure they're liking the idea that you're helping them test stuff. And sometimes projects like this kind of reward that early participation. You know what I'm saying, Zober? Sometimes they reward that. Not all. Sometimes these projects will reward those early participations. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Nice little HL Helium claim today. What platform are you on, Zilber? I always tell people that I got kind of like out of the loop with a lot of Flare stuff because, with Flare Finance stuff, with Flare Finance, previously known as Flare Finance stuff. The whole issue with the one dude, that was not, I didn't like that. But yeah, so you're on Enosis. I'm looking forward to the USDX becoming available on Enosis. I can tell you that. So became a little frustrated, with that. And then, the name changing of all the tokens and stuff. So I just kind of got out of loop. I mean, I was on Flare Finance in the early days. I mean, I had those early tokens and all that stuff there. So, but anyway, Scepter. I mean, think about that. 300 million FLR tokens. What value now is about 8-9 million. But again, for me, I know you got to be careful about the single point of failure stuff. That's not, I don't know if that's like, kind of in the hackers realm yet. How hackers probably want, at least 10 mil or so, but you still got to be careful. It's beta. And so you got to be careful there with that single point of failure, in my opinion. How that would work, I don't know, but you got to be careful over there. Because like I say, the bad guys are just smarter. They are just smarter. So, yeah, man. So, so I said it on a live stream too, D. I said it's a little hard to say, but this might Flare Networks and these airdrops, these Flare drops might be that thing that we as XRP holders have been waiting for. You know what I mean? You can't ignore the lawsuit. You can't just say, well, I mean, that was a major blow. And it's not over. Even though we got quote unquote legal clarity, I feel as though there's still some players not playing because the lawsuit is not over, right? And that may even, and what if there's an appeal? What if it's an appeal thing? That's still, for me, people on the sidelines waiting. To me, it still is that. So, and I think the only thing that might change it is an ETF that would bring players who are waiting on the outside in. But we don't know if that's going to be an ETF. Then we don't know if it's going to be Solana. Some people saying they think it's going to be Doge. Yeah, the cost and testnet. I know the Flare thing, when those F assets come available to the everyday Jane and Joe to test on Costnet, I know they're going to be doing, they already said they're going to be doing some airdrop stuff. So that'll be pretty cool. All right, so let me go over, I didn't go over Kinetics. I don't know much about it. I know it's going to be like the lending thing for Flare, and I think that's awesome. But this, this beta thing here for Scepter, I think it's nice. It's really, really cool. So I don't know why I'm forgetting these names. But I told you guys about a couple of narratives. These narratives are playing out. I'm going to share something from some really, really smart guy. A lot of people go to him for stuff. About some altcoins, some alts to look at. All right, so anybody, so what I got, I didn't get any answers on that. Yes, so no one went to thegreattaking.com and downloaded the PDF. No one yet. All right, we're gonna have to see what we can do about that. Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. Thegreattaking.com is no joke. I'm telling you guys. What good does it do us? Oh, did I do that? Dang it, I did not mean to do that. What does the security breach mean? There was a security breach at the Detroit Convention Center. What does that mean? Man, I had a thing here, and I gotta, oh, I think I have it here. Yeah, I do. Nope. The world. Ah, you son of a bastard. You son of a bastard. Now I have to find what I wanted to share with you guys. Caitlin Long dropping some dimes. Son of a bastard. All right, I'll just look his name up. It was Crypto Corio. Crypto Corio. Let's look him up. I don't know what happened to my thing. I had it, and it's not there. All right. Oh, there he is right there. All right, let me find that. The Donald is making some moves, baby. Silo. What silo is that? It's SILO, not SY. All right. The Donald is making some moves. So we got some altcoins, but we got altcoins in certain narratives. And I think he and I agreed on like 3 or 4 of the 7 he picked. So here it is right here. Here it is right here. Top 24 alts. Crypto Corio. Let's start looking at alts listed in 2024 with the highest trading volume. IO, which is IO.net, was listed yesterday and hence is having an extremely high volume of trading in the last 24 hours. Yes, a little misleading there because they just listed. Interesting to see NOT in the second position, not, as well as Ondo and GME. Here it is right here. Alts listed, and this is the highest volume. Now at the top here, this IO.net again. They just listed a couple of days ago. I don't know what NOT is, to be honest with you. I have no idea what NOT is. But there's our boy right there, Andu Finance, and the RWA play. It has just been consistently going up, a steady, consistent going up there. But he said, let's check the volume. Then he says, next, let's look at market caps to see which ones have the highest upside potential or volatility. Says Andu, Knot, and Brett already have a market cap above 1.5 billion. Alts listed in 2024, and here's the market caps. Andu has the highest one out of those there. Jupiter is already up there on that. That's really high. Manta, ETHFI. Interesting. Jenner. Next, let's look at the narratives they belong to and their recent performance. We see lots of red, except for meme coins where Magger, Bohm, Brat, Mew, Dog, and others have performed really well. Outside of memes, the most notable outperformance comes from Andu. That's our RWA play. We've been sharing that for almost a year, if not longer than a year now. Then there's something called Bounce Bit, BB, says CFI, DeFi. And then there's Drift Protocol. Now, Drift just launched their token not too long ago. They just rewarded people for farming. I don't know how I didn't qualify for any Drift tokens. I got the Camino. Don't know how I didn't get Drift, but in any case, I did not. And Drift just launched their token fairly recent as well. Now, I think there are some good choices here among these 40 projects due to the high FDV and low float issue, which is essentially, right? You don't want tokens. If there's a billion, you don't. If there's a billion and only 100,000s come out, you get the risk of stuff just kind of coming down on you, being poured out. These releases, those releases, right? You don't really want that. I think there are some good choices due to high FDV, low float issue. I would avoid projects belonging to L2s. That's him. Interoperability. So he says L2s, interoperability. I'd also personally ignore some narratives I think have lower potential, like a centralized exchange and NFTs. Then we are left with few options. Excluding meme coins, here are a few I like. ETH5, this is liquid. I think this is liquid restaking. Andu for RWA, we got that in the portfolio. Drift, we got in the portfolio. And Jupe, we got in the portfolio. For Solana DEXs, yeah, I mean, you can call it a DEX. Oh, yeah, you can call it a DEX, but yeah, I don't know. You can call it DEX. Drift, and so it's just a perpetuals protocol, and then there's Jupiter Exchange. IO for AI and just being listed. It's interesting that he's saying this is a good buy, even though it's just been listed. It's a little interesting to me. ENA, I think this is Athena for DeFi yields. GME, I don't know what it is, and not for gain and mean. Interesting stuff there. So we got 1, 2, 3. I'm waiting for IO. I've been watching IO.net. I couldn't get in early on any launch pads. So I did not want to do the node thing there. How many of these do you guys have? ETH, Phi, Andu, Drift, Jupiter, IO, Athena, GME, and NOT. How many of those do you guys have? So my next one I get personally, it's not financial advice, but I'm going to wait 8 months, 6, 8 weeks, 5 to 7 weeks, somewhere around that time. Let this thing. So we go to IO.net. Here's IO.net right here. Here's the site. It's what they do. And they're doing it different. And I like the way they're doing it with the GPUs. The power of global GPU resources within a single click. And I really like the way they're attacking the market. They got the IO Cloud, the IO Worker, and the IO Explorer. So I like the way they're attacking the market, and they came up with the token. Decentralized clusters out of the box. Instant payment on Solana. Like a lot of people don't know that Solana is in the payment space. They got a Solana Pay app. They're in the payment space, right? Better, faster, and cheaper on-demand GPU access. They're, and they're doing it in a different way. And I really, really do like that. But for me, again, the node thing wasn't going to be my thing. Just like with GPU.net that's coming out, I didn't want to do that. So partners, the Solana, Aptos, and the Render Network. Put your GPU to work and accelerate your earnings. Connect, monitor, and earn on your worker. Turn your GPU into a money-making machine with IO.net. Look at this. It says, withdraw with Solana. Withdraw your earnings within seconds with one click on Solana. Skyrocketing profits on your infra. So anyway, but this thing just launched like 2-3 days ago. And so unless you're part of that pre stuff, and unless you got the, the Launchpad stuff, I mean, look, it's 494 million. That's not too bad. Fully FDV is 4 billion. 4 billion. So anyway, I would like to look at a chart. Okay, 12 June. Okay, $4.55. He's got as high as $6.30. Like for me, we're gonna have to take a look at this, 4, 5, 6 weeks later. Let that thing cool down. Pull one of those Danny Lowe's moves. You know what I mean? Now some would say, look, it's not that much higher than the initial. I mean, this is the initial low, $3.37, but I'm sure that wasn't it at the in the launch pad. I'm sure it wasn't $3.37. So I ain't gonna let that I think I'm gonna wait on that. What do you guys think? June 11th was essentially the launch. That's 4 days ago. What do you guys think? So it launched $3 and something. It went up to $4.55 the first day. Came down, back down to the threes, went up 3 something. I feel like maybe $3 or something, maybe not too bad to enter in. But again, what we got here, you got 95 million out of 800 million. That's not too bad, but that's not too bad. FDB is 4 billion. So that's not too bad. But maybe if it gets back down to the threes, we'll see. Again, this is just something that just launched. But I feel like 5 to 7 weeks from now, there will be a better play on that. You know what I mean? What do you guys think? And Ohio Patriot. Oh, how are you, my friend? I appreciate you checking in. I'm retired on a fixed income and holding XRP. Not a big bag, but hold out for great gains. I hear you, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Ohio Patriot, I appreciate you checking in. Are you familiar with the things that happened in Cleveland, Ohio back in the day? Because there was a big financial hub at one time over there in Cleveland, wasn't it? Let me stop the share. What am I doing here? Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button on the way in. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna wait on IONet. See what happens. See if we get a little bit of a market turn. A new launch, is kind of exciting for the first, 2-3 weeks or so. Then it wears off a little bit, that type of deal. So we'll see. $3, it is what it is. It launched at $3 and something cents. Kind of is what it is. But we'll see. IO.net. Ondu Finance, it's an RW play. It's leading the game. It's over 1.5 billion. So I don't know if that's something to enter in early. And you know, we've been on the Solana ecosystem for a little bit. We know about that. D Dre in the house. What up, Siege? What's going on, D Dre? What's going on, D Dre? Guys, let's talk the great taking.com. Do you know what the great taking.com is about, right? Oh, the great taking is about. You guys know, right? It's about their plan, old money's plan, to take all your assets by way of, securities, quote unquote, that are collateral, quote unquote. And if it's not a security, but it's still in something that you don't own, trusted custodian, prime broker, your TD Ameritrade, your whatever, they can still take it because it's considered a collateral. Old money doesn't want us to win. Yeah. Have you guys heard about the great taking? I highly encourage you guys to check it out. Let me know if you have. Let me know in the comments here if you guys are familiar with the great taking. I just had my guy, Don's reached out and was like, yeah, know all about it. There's a guy named Chris Martinson has been doing this thing there. And he did a little series about it as well. It is true, it is factual, and he said it is going to happen. And I say it can happen. We can thwart it. But yeah, it's heavy. It's on the heavy side. It is on the heavy, heavy side. Their plan, the central bankers and those who love these wars, plan to take all of our assets, And I'm talking about, again, even with you having your stuff at Goldman's. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Like with the likes of a Goldman's, the two big to fail banks are not part of the protected class, not falling into that secured creditor group. It's alarming. It really, really is alarming. And there's a couple of things we can do, but if they get their way, don't you make no mistake about it. It's no coincidence that they wanted to go after the self-custody wallets. Right? That's not a coincidence. I think we've thwarted that. I think we've kicked that to the curb from being in any bills. But there's a reason why they wanted to go after self-custody, and there's a reason why they're trying to push these CBDCs. Yeah, that's right. There's a reason for it. So let me know in the comments. I'm waiting. Anybody check out thegreattaking.com, The Great Taking, familiar with it? We are here doing when most are not. Be happy. That's right. That's right. We are here. And I said this in a live stream a couple of days ago. Look, the reason why I know about the great taking is because I'm in digital asset space. But make no mistake about it, Zober, we are in the minority. The masses have zero clue about what's going on. The masses. And that's a problem. The masses don't know anything about the great taking, and that's a problem. Because if everybody else gets wiped out, where are we going to go food shopping? Everybody gets wiped out. We can't go to movie theater. If everybody gets wiped out, what bank you going to? If everybody gets wiped out, what are you going to do with your gains? This is the great taking is a global thing. It's global. It's a global thing. Let me read a little excerpt. I know someone said they checked out the documentary. I think it was Trey. The documentary, I'm listening to that. I'm like, not as good as the book, my guy. Just not as good as the book at all. And he's kind of all these places, and then it got all this what is it called? These AB roles or whatever, they got that stuff going on, and it's just not great. Let me share a little excerpt from you guys, just to do my part to help spread this awareness is important. Oh man, I hope this didn't go dead again. This thing just keeps going dead. The Wi-Fi.
BRC20's tap protocol runes at
keeps going dead. Yes, but a lot of union graft and greedy politicians did damage to the Cleveland economy. Never missed a chance to tax the citizens to pay for the sports arenas and let the schools suffer. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and it was even bigger than that. I mean, it was the industrial city of the entire world, not just US, of the world, right? Of the world. And the central bankers, the private owners of these central bankers, destroyed it. And they're still looking to destroy today. It's crazy. Let me see. Man. Okay, I was about to say, did I let that go? Here it is right here. This is the PDF version. Let me go to the beginning. I don't know if that works. Here's the great taking. Highly recommend you check it out. This is the PDF version. It's by this guy, David Rogers Webb. Here's the great taking right there. Edited by Michael Farmer. Okay, cool. And then it tells you where you can get the book. Printed versions of this text can be ordered from lulu.com. I'm trying to figure, I'm going to share what this is about. Introduction. This prologue is important to read because it's the context, it's the background, it's the it makes everything make sense. It will rid you of what? People are gonna try to take everything. That's a conspiracy theory. That's dude is crazy. Someone made this up, all that kind of stuff. The prologue will help you with that. Man, I should have just went to the introduction. There it is right here. Just read this. What is this book about? It is about the taking of collateral, all of it. The end game of this globally synchronous debt accumulation super cycle. This is being executed by long-planned, intelligent design, the audacity and scope of which is difficult for the mind to encompass. Included in this taking are all financial assets, all money on deposit at banks, all stocks and bonds, and hence all underlying property of all public corporations, including all inventories, plant and equipment, land, mineral deposits, inventions, and intellectual property. Privately owned personal and real property financed with any amount of debt will be similarly taken, as will the assets of privately owned businesses. How do you do that? But it's the assets. Where are those assets of these privately owned business being held? That's how they can be taken, which have been financed with debt. If even partially successful, this will be the greatest conquest and subjugation in world history. It says here, private This is the day. This is the old money that I always speak about. That some people, for some reason, don't get it. I don't understand why they don't get it. It is a factual fact that the creation and the starting of the whole central bank slant Federal Reserve thing was a sham. It was done in the wee hours of the night. They pulled a hoodwink on Congress. All right. Private, closely held control of all central banks and hence of all money creation has allowed a very few people to control all political parties, governments, the intelligence agencies, and their myriad front organizations. The armed forces, the police, the major corporations, and of course the media. These very few people are the prime movers. Their plans are executed over decades. Their control is opaque. When George Soros said to me, because this dude did some stuff. He was a major player in the game. He says when George Soros said to me, "You don't know what they can do. You don't know what they can do." It was these people to whom he referred. It's called The Great Taking. I decided that I was going to do my part to share this every single day. Every time I go live, I'm going to share this, and I probably will share this when I do my videos, recorded videos as well. But it's you go to thegreattaking.com. I challenge you. I challenge you. So go to thegreattaking.com. Thegreattaking.com.
And that's
Keep going to the wrong thing because my first thing.
and the only way we can.
Here's the Soros. I mean, here's the David Rogers guy here, but where is my thing at? I feel like this live stream keeps messing up on me, fam. I don't want to mess the live stream up by refreshing. All right, let me try this again. An error occurred, it says. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Let me do the live chat. Move accordingly says thumbs up. You guys can hear me okay. What's going on? Move accordingly. I challenge you guys to go to thegreattaking.com. Download the PDF, read the prologue so you can get some background, some context. Read it, everything. Read it all, though. Read it all. Learn about this dude's background. Learn about his background. Learn about where he's coming from. I can tell you from reading the PDF, he's backing all his stuff up with data that you and I can go look up and find, especially the stuff from the Uniform Commercial Code, Articles 8 and 9. I've already looked those up. I've already read those. And what he says in there is actual factual. He's also had all kinds of lawyers, securities lawyers, people familiar with the Uniform Commercial Code law verify it as well. And yet, very, very few people are taking action. I'm told there's one state. In fact, David said there was one state changing it at the local level. It has to happen at the local level. It's only one state doing it, though. So I'm going to do my part to make sure my state knows about this and it's going to change it. That's right. Move accordingly. It's been their plan from the beginning. It's interesting that the digital asset space comes, and it comes with this little subtle thing, self-custody. Isn't that interesting? Remember, we're talking about the great taking. And isn't it interesting to you, that Bitcoin, invention of Bitcoin, comes with this self-custody thing? Isn't that interesting? It really, really is interesting that it came with that. It's interesting. I messed up. I went chasing yield and lost six figures chasing yield, chasing 6, 10, 12%. Lost six figures, which is six figures. That's six figures in a bear market. What, you know what I mean? Not in a bull run, in a bear market, right? Chasing yield, right? But I think it's interesting. I challenge you guys to go to thegreattaking.com. I challenge you. Let me know that you did it in the chat. You can download the PDF. It costs nothing. This information is free. Download the PDF. Read the prologue. I promise you, you will not stop reading. You will do like me if you like to hold the books and stuff. Like me, I like to hold the books. I like to hold it. So I'm reading the book on my laptop. And I ordered the book. Look, let me show. These are my printed out versions of the PDF. Right? My printed out versions. So that I don't bother Miss Crypto Siege when I continue my reading in bed, because I can't put the freaking thing down. I have to continue my reading in bed. So and she doesn't like the electronics in the bedroom. So I print out, the pages so I can read. So I'll print out 20 pages so I can continue my reading. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look. This is going to change. This is going to take patriots. It's going to take true patriots. But you got to know first. Can't be him hawing around Article 8 and 9 of the Uniform Commercial Code. You got to know. You got to know. So that you can then take it to the people who will listen. And it's going to start at your local spot. And I think, especially, my opinion, especially from digital asset holders. When people know, when your local representatives know you're a crypto holder, remember, the crypto vote has become massively significant. And the 90-something% of us are not in the protected class and are not what they call secured creditors, quote unquote. You got to learn about the CCP, what that is, and it's not the one over there. You got to learn what the ICSD is. You got to learn what CSD is. All of these things are important. What up, small business doctors? Did you do thegreattaking.com? Did you take up my challenge, small business doctors, and go to thegreattaking.com, download that PDF, and read the prologue? I'm serious about this. I think I'm going to do a giveaway for those people who do that. I'll pick a winner from a group of people that do it. But I need at least 20 of you guys, to go to thegreattaking.com, download the PDF, and read the prologue. Grab your favorite libation. Okay, grab this little Miss Crypto C's got this for me. She was so excited to give it to me. It's funny. And she got this for me a couple weeks ago. And read the prologue. Look, let me share my tweet. My tweet. Is it tweet anymore or is it post? Let me share my post. See here. Like, I'm serious about this. This is how alarmed I am about this thing. I'm actually posting on X. I don't post on X. It's not kind of my thing. You know what I mean? There's our guy, John Deaton. Another thing, John Deaton, 4senate.com, the word for John Deaton, 4senate.com to donate. We got to get her up out of here. Elizabeth Warner is got to go. Where's my thing at? I said, this is perhaps the most important read of your digital assets lifetime. BeGreatTaken.com. I challenge you to download the free PDF and read the prologue. I think I spelled that right. Did I spell it right? I might have spelled it wrong. What you choose to do from there is up to you. And I tag my guy, Make It Be Fresh. But since I'm not on X a lot, you know, it's not got a whole lot of traction. Guys, do me a favor. You can go to the Crypto Caesars channel and like this, heart this, and say, comment free PDF here. That would be super cool. Let's get this some traction. Free PDF in the comments. Let's get this some traction. I'm telling you, it's important that we let the masses know, and even not just the masses, that we let our local representatives know this is what's going on here. That we're aware of what's going on. Look, they are not aware. I promise you, they're not aware. Here's an alarming thing, and like people, like I thought of a couple people today, yesterday. Please go to this right here and just comment free PDF. That would be super cool. It's to help give us some traction. That would be really, really awesome. But Zober, the dude right now, Move Accordingly says, I'm on it right now. Appreciate that, Move Accordingly. So that's what I'm talking about. The action takers. That's what I'm talking about. I know a guy. He has about almost 500 million with Goldman Sachs. With Goldman's. This dude does not know that those assets are not his. Small business doctor. He doesn't know that legally. Now, an event has to happen, right? Guess what the event is? So market forces. So something like instead of one or two or three regional banks, two regionals and a major bank, maybe even a too big to fail bank, but a major bank, and it starts that cascade. The way it's set up, that will be considered like a market forces thing where these people, those few people, can enact this and begin to just swipe away everyone's collateral. Because interestingly enough, what we're seeing, this is crazy, but this is going on. What we're seeing in our accounts is really just, it's no different than what you see at your bank account. It's just a entry into something. And it's not yours until what? Move accordingly. Until it's in your possession. Bubba Smith's Evening Seas. What's going on, bro? Watching on delay. Guys, let me know if you went to the great talking dot, thegreattaking.com, thegreattaking.com. Download the PDF, read the prologue from me. Let me know. Yeah. I remember in the early days of crypto, when I was in crypto late 2016, 2017, people used to say, look, that number you see on the dashboard there, that's not real. You don't have it until it's in your possession. I was running around chasing stupid high yield investment platforms with my Bitcoin. So stupid. Keyless says, yep, commented. Look forward to reading. Thank you, Keyless. I appreciate that. Another action taker right there. I'm telling you, Keyless, you read that prologue. Look, you will get so upset. You will become so curious. You won't stop reading. It's almost, I have to be careful. We have businesses. Like, I have to be careful. Did you see my stuff, Keyless? Look. I have to do this so Miss Crypto C doesn't kick me out the bedroom. I have to print copies of this because I can't bring computer in the bedroom. There's no electronics ever. So yeah, so I have to print it out. Then I get my little night light on so I can read it. Move Accordingly says, I really need to get my assets off these platforms. This is the thing. It's just the illusion that is yours, bro. It's just the illusion that is yours, Keyless. And they are relying on ignorance and apathy. They are relying on ignorance and apathy. Could you imagine $500 million? And it ain't yours? If you get caught up out there and this event happens and you're like, good, it's Goldman's. No, bro. It's not good. It's Goldman's. Didn't Solomon's go down or Lehman's? I think both of them went down, didn't they? I know Lehman's went down, right? No, it's not good. You know, my thing is, dude, how are you going to get that tokenized? How are you going to get that where you can custody it yourself? Solomon, Lehman, yeah. I challenge you to get that prologue. Once you learn that it's in the commercial code, once you learn what these lawyers did, these lawyers that were paid massive amount of money to come up with a way to implement this plan. Yeah. The good news is there's a way to fix it. It's at the local level. But if you don't know, how can you begin to do it? I need to start tagging the Wolf of Wall Street, Caitlin Long, who else I was thinking? And Ryan Selke. I'm going to do another post today, and I'm going to tag them. Yeah, it's a real deal. It's a real deal, fam. And I just want to share that with you guys, kind of keep you up on, in the know. Let me know, Keyless, what you think. It's fascinating, and it's true. And you can look it up for yourself. I looked up the universal codes 8 and 9. I appreciate you moving accordingly. I looked up, let me share this real quick. Articles 8 and 9. I looked it up. Hard to find, kind of, if you're not like a researcher person. Uniform commercial code. Uniform commercial code. So I use Wikipedia. What is Article 9? The code itself has 9 separate articles. Each article deals with separate aspects of banking and loans. The UCC better enabled lenders to loan money secured by the borrower's personal property. They changed personal property. They changed the personal property rights. That's what they did. They tweaked it. Then they tweaked it again. They tweaked it again. It was a complete sleight of hand movement to change personal property rights. It's very sneaky. Article 9 is an article under the Uniform Commercial Code, keep going, that governs secure transaction or those transactions that pair a debt with the creditor's interest in secured property. I had to go read. You got to figure out what does entitlement holder mean and how does it apply to you? You got to find out about the clearing corporation. What does that mean to you? Entitlement holder means a person identified in the records of a securities intermediary as the person having a security entitlement against the securities intermediary. If a person acquires a security entitlement by virtue of Section 8501, B2 or 3, that person is the entitlement holder. They got this thing set up that essentially you're the low man on the totem pole. And there's another person, and there's another person, and there's another person, and there's another person. Secured creditor, protected holder that can take your stuff, can take the stuff, take their stuff, which takes their stuff, which takes their stuff, which takes your stuff. And the people in between you and the secured creditor and or protected holder or protected something they call that, protected class. Yeah, they can all get wiped out, but the collateral, they're going to use this phrase collateral to take your stuff in order for the system not to fail that they created to fail, because the end game is to get the collateral so that we own nothing. So they put a failing system in place that they knew inevitably would crash, right? It's derivatives complex in order to do that. I just learned today that taking of gold and their reasoning for taking the gold was a complete sham. I just learned that too today. But it was really about being able to take an asset that was your personal property. And can you imagine? I just couldn't imagine being the person that worked 2, 3, 4, 5 years laboring to finally be able to get gold. And then all of a sudden, a person decides that they can just take it. Not your neighbor, like not some dude with a weapon. They just pass a law and they give you a BS reason for why they need your gold, and they just take it. More monkey business. What's going on, my guy? He says every wallet has a back door, and if the company goes bust, your crypto goes with it. You need to look into this. So you're gonna have to specify which wallet, because it's definitely not every wallet has a back door. Definitely not every wallet. Zengo doesn't have a back door. VoltiSig won't have a back door. So which wallets are you talking about? But a point to note as well, these centralized entities that are, with these vaults, I don't know. I don't know if Exodus has a backdoor keyless. I don't know. Don't know if they do. I think MetaMask for sure does. For sure. For sure does. But yeah, so there's one wallet I think, is warrants some consideration as a mobile app, warrants some consideration, and that's Zengo wallet. I think that uh ledgers are tricky for me right now. I just think they're tricky. I think they're tricky. So you got to get let me see what is Zengo wallets claim. Forget what they call it. It's not 2FA, it's 3FA, some other thing like that. But yeah. So MetaMask definitely not, right? Um MetaMask is just a nice little, little bridge to stuff. Most people don't keep their big stuff on a MetaMask because it's just, it's just not. Small business locks like you're being kind. Ledgers are out. They already showed the cards. I mean, that whole deal there, that was just not. Now they got this little stacks thing, but like, I just feel like, and see, and here's the other part too. There's two groups, right? There's a group, and to me, these are where the wallets come from. Like, there's a group who, for security reasons, they know your stuff. For security reasons, like in national security reasons, right? I tell people this all the time, right? The Alphabet Group is no joke. We have to stop kidding ourselves with that. The Alphabet Group is no joke. So there's a group over here for national security stuff. It's right for national security stuff, not because of a financial of a bank run, right? Right. Not because of bank runs, right? Not because regional banks and are too big to fail bank. No, that's not their interest, right? It's the national security interest. Okay. But what we're talking about with the great taking is the guys and the whole freaking play. It's a play, it's a drama to get you to go out and earn stuff and put your assets in place that you think are safe. Like, for example, Goldman's. Like, the billionaires, they kind of go with Goldman's and JP Morgan's. And by the way, JP Morgan was able to, in this last event, to get themselves qualified under the bankruptcy thing and not allowed to take some people's stuff that wasn't theirs. But in this thing, JP Morgan might not be that what they call secured creditor. In this upcoming one that could happen, JP Morgan might not be able to. They might be able to take your assets, but someone's going to be able to take those assets. More Monkey Business says, if any of these companies who own these wallets go bust, your coins go with it. Interesting. Interesting. So how are you custodying your assets how are you going to custody your assets? Somebody has to make the wallet. So how do you custody your assets? More Monkey Business. What suggestion do you have? What's going on, Legendary? Right? Somebody has to make that wallet. Right? Some company has to make the wallet. So yeah, but that's a centralized thing, though. That's because it was a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And then the Chapter 11 bankruptcy, sure, this is what I'm talking about. This is part of it. That Chapter 11 bankruptcy where they deem that your assets are now the assets of the debtor. That's part of the great taking. Those rule changes. It didn't used to be that way. Those rule changes, these subtle rule changes, year over year and decade over decade, has made everything legal, where the company doesn't have to necessarily go bank, but there's just, it could be a company here, and it could be a bank that becomes systemically important, that goes under. It takes 1, 2 of those, and the whole thing just tumbles down. Right? And so that's the thing. That's the big thing. Let me see something about this. I think it's called, instead of 2 of Able, it's called MFA. Something to consider. Let me see here. I think they call it multi-factor. MP, see, Zengo wallet secured by default, self-custody crypto wallet with no seed phrase vulnerability. Do your homework on this one. Got multi-party computation, 3FA recovery, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I'm waiting for I shared it in the mastermind group, in the Patreon mastermind group. Let's see here. Let's see. Do your homework on this one. Do your due diligence on this one. But I like it. It's it's called Zengo. They have a Zengo Pro one with more stuff to it. You pay monthly for it. Bitcoin, Tezos, USD, Shiba, Polygon, Sandbox, Mana. No XRP on here. Up and comer, in my opinion. Up and comer, in my opinion. I just tested it with a small amount of stuff to see how well it worked, and I liked it. I liked it. But anyway, Zengo.com, you can check it out if you'd like to do your homework on it. Says that 0, that's the number of Zengo wallets hacked. Upgrade to the security of Zengo's MPC wallet. Discover the multi-chain crypto wallet with support for Bitcoin, blah, blah, blah. 24/7 support team. Buy, sell, trade, connect. So again, for me, there's 2 kind of things. And I'm going to end with this, but there's 2 kind of things. There is those people for national security, you know, the Alphabet Group, they look, you know, they just have access. I mean, they right? So, I mean, you know, you think about someone or a group of people who have the intelligence to create ledgers, right? To come up with the idea of this ledger, right? Think about that. That group of people, that group from France, whatever, smart people, whatever, right? Well, the Alphabet Group has a bunch of those people, right? They recruit them. They just have them. You see what I'm saying? That's why they have, you know, the quote unquote, the good hackers and the bad hackers. This is why they have them. So again, but you know, that is more on the national security thing. That is not on the all collateral will be taken thing. That's not the Alphabet Group's thing. The privately owned central bankers, they're on the collateral thing. That's what the greattaking.com is. Looks at Polyson gone with everything. Look at Polyson gone with everything. So I know it's not looking great for people who held shares in Polyson. Standard custody looks like that entity is going to be around the atomic thing and the other thing looks like got bought out by another company. I forget the name of the company. So, that's kind of the risk. That's the risk of investing, I guess, right? You just never know. It's risky in those early investments, but Jack's going to be still there. But, my thing is, PolySign was with David and Arthur and it was another person. So what are they doing now? Right? What are they doing now? So it's gonna be interesting to see how that goes. You're welcome, move accordingly. And so again, that's a little test thing. I'm waiting for, I don't know when this is gonna come out. It's out for Android, but I haven't tested it yet, so I don't want to really recommend it yet because I haven't tested it yet. But maybe I'll load some stuff on there today. I have it downloaded. I'm looking forward to that one because I think they figured some stuff out. I think they figured some stuff out. So there it is, fam. Do me a favor, please. thegreattaking.com. Do yourself a favor. Go to thegreattaking.com. Download the free PDF. Read the prologue. And if it doesn't interest you from there, cool. But I challenge you to do that. Read that prologue. It's worth your time and your energy to do that. And I promise you, you will thank me later. All right, fam. There it is. Thank you so much for hanging out. Move accordingly and more monkey business. I appreciate you guys checking in. I don't think I've seen you guys checked in before. I appreciate that for sure. Keyless and Legendary, the Blue Renters are here. I appreciate you guys checking in as always. Make sure. Blockdag BG, I'm sorry I missed you, my friend. He said downloaded the PDF and read the prologue so far. Here we go. What's going on, Blockdag? I appreciate that. That's a new project, by the way, Blockdag. Appreciate that, my friend. Appreciate that. Let me know in the next live stream what you think about it, or let me know in the comments of this video. You said you read the prologues. Interesting stuff, right? Gives you some great context of who this guy is, this author, and where he's coming from, right? This is not some, like a physicist or some, like a brain. This is different. Small business doctors, I appreciate you checking in, my guy. Bubba Smith and Ohio Patriot. I love that. Love that. Appreciate you checking in. You're going to enjoy. And Ohio Patriot, you're going to enjoy that prologue from thegreattaking.com. You're going to love it. DJ, I appreciate you checking in, my friend. Zober, I appreciate you checking in. D, my guy, it's great to hear from you. Contact Food, thanks for checking in, my guy. Make sure you download that PDF. Trey was first in the building. I appreciate you, my friend. Joe Buddy, thanks for hanging out today, my guy. All right, guys, I'm going to end this live stream like I do all my live streams and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. Oh, by the way, do me a favor, hit that like button if you didn't do so already. You can do so on the way out. That'd be super, super cool. And if you're part of that about 40-50% of people that are hanging out and listening to the Crypto Siege and haven't subscribed to the channel, if you enjoyed those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to ring that notification bell, baby, so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this, or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.